Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about the MAC Cosmetics Alluring Aquatics Collection shadows. There are 6 shadows. I have 5 to show you. 5. Here we go. So many. I can't. Let's talk about the packaging. Let's talk about shades. Let's swatch them up. Let's have some fun. So, few notes that I gotta make. The packaging features small little water droplets for this limited edition packaging. It's only on the top, unlike the other products in the collection, like the lipsticks and everything. It only has it on the top here. Now, these little water droplets, if you're wondering what they feel like, they kind of are like a sandy kind of texture. That's what it reminded me of. I mean, when you feel them overall, like braille. But they really remind me the most of, say, OPI's Liquid Sand, or Zoya's Pixie Dust. It's that weird textured feeling that you feel in it, kind of like that, but on whatever. Now, there are clear dots. It does make it look like it's moist. I think it's very original, very creative, especially since it's an aquatic collection. Now, the shades all are limited edition, all have aquatic names, and the formula is slightly different than the regular Extra Dimensions. I have not really been a fan of extra dimension shadows because they usually are stiff. It's hard to get a good color payoff. Usually you have to use them wet, but since they first came out, they have improved by leaps and bounds, and these were actually really easy to work with. These were really pigmented. These were really smooth for the most part, very velvety. So the improvements that they made are well worth it, and I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. Now, few notes about fading. I did give these a thorough testing. The wear time of this product, I would say, is 8 hours, because after 8 hours, I started to see some fading. At around hour 12, almost all of the lighter product was gone from my eyes, and there was only a hint of the darker product. So, the darker shade, rather. So, I'm telling you, use a decent primer, because even with a good primer, you're going to get 8 hours before you start seeing fading. I prefer Lancome's La Base Pro because I feel like it really helps the shadow to just stay on my skin just a little bit longer and not settle into creases of my eye. As you can see, my eyelid kind of hides, maybe hooded, I don't know, but it really helps to not have the shadow seep into the creases or whatever. But you could probably use the MAC primer, the Urban Decay primer, whatever primer is working for you right now will probably be fine. I'm just letting you know, after 8 hours you're going to see a quick and significant fading. But that's still a good amount of time. Now, these are the same size as the regular shadows, however, they're a bit pricier. The regular MAC shadow, I believe, is $16 now. These are $19.50 because they have that extra dimension the extra dimension finish, plus they have the limited edition packaging, so you're paying a substantial amount more for a very small shadow. At least, that was a little bit disappointing to me, because a while ago they had released the bigger shadows, and those were $19.50, and they were extra dimension finishes, and there was no limited edition packaging. Now they're smaller, you get less product, and you get the limited edition packaging, yes, but I don't know, I would have rather had the bigger ones and had more product than a little one, and, you know, even if it was just $1 or $2 more, it would just, you know, more product is always better. But let's get to the shades. I'm going to show you the lighter ones first, and then we're going to talk about the darker ones. So I have Lorelei, I guess. And this one is a very, very pretty, kind of goldeny beige. This one you can actually double as a highlighter. I'm going to swatch it up for you here. As you can see, it's very, very smooth, and this would make a gorgeous highlighter. Of course, not as reflective as like some of the other highlighters that they have. It's a very neutral, but it's definitely going to give you a really pretty color. It's also great to use under the brow, like under the brow bone. That's actually what I used today on my eye, so you can definitely use that to highlight your brow bone. You can use it on the lid, you can use it as a highlight. You have a lot of different uses for the shadow, and again, very smooth, very opaque in one swipe, and you do get that dimension to it. Now, some of these shades have a little bit of sparkle to it, and I'll explain that in a second. The next shade I'm going to show you is called Silver Sea Worship. And this one is a little bit of a golden kind of olivey color, really pretty as well. This one was a little bit stiff, but once you kind of got it to, once you swirled your brush in it a little bit, it kind of unstiffened. But as you can see, like one swipe, it's opaque. It's not a dupe, and it's not too similar, but when I look at it in the pan, it kind of reminds me of like a greener version of Old Gold. Just me personally, I'm not saying it's a dupe or anything, just looking at it I was like, kind of reminds me slightly of Old Gold, but Old Gold is more golder and less you know, green. But very, very pretty on the lid. Really, you go from that green to that gold color depending on the light you're in. And I thought that that was quite lovely. The next light shade we have, well, it's more of a medium shade actually, is Silver Sun, and this was one of my favorites. It's a golden shade. It's not really too silver. It's like a goldenish, kind of like turquoisey shade. This one was just my favorite. I'm sorry, but it is. Let me put a little more. This one was smooth, super opaque, and it goes from that teal, that gold, that blue, that green. I feel like you have every single color of the ocean in here, like from depending, like, I mean, here in New York, we have like the green water, we don't have that blue water, we have that green water, and when you look at it, sometimes when the light reflects on it, you have like that light green look, and then you have that teal look, and then you have the dark green look, and that's what really reminded me of this shadow really reminded me of that, like the beaches here in New York. But I found this one to be really pretty, and I think that it would be a good lid shade, crease shade, what have you. Now I have two darker shades, and these shades have a little bit of glitter shimmer, have a little bit of shimmer in them. Let's talk about Legendary Lure first. Legendary Lure is an aquatic, very, very aquatic looking, and I love that it has the wave, and that's just the natural. If you've never encountered extra dimension finish before, all of them have this wave design, and I thought that that was just kind of perfect because that's just how the extra dimensions are, and it's part of an aquatic collection. I thought that that was, you know, MAC was very smart about doing that. But this one really has a beautiful finish. It's got a little bit of that shimmer in it. You can kind of see it there. It's got that shimmer. It's dark. It's very opaque. And it's almost got like a little bit of silver in it. It's got that blue, that green, that blue-green. This is actually what our oceans look like. But these two together, oh my god. But it's just so pretty on the eye. Really, you get that finish. And I love that the shimmer really transfers well onto the lid. It's not like you're going to lose it when you apply it. Even if you look at my eye today, you can kind of see that the silver shimmer is there, very slightly, and that's actually, I'm wearing this one. So this one is called Fathoms Deep, and this one is a navy blue, purplish shade with a little bit of that silver shimmer in it. This one is very multi-dimensional. This one applied like a dream. It was so smooth, so opaque. Really, this was nothing like the extra dimensions of the past. And it was just so blue, so navy. Really, really pretty. Now all of these, oh, look at that reflection. I'm sorry, I love these shades so much. Now what I loved about all of these shades is they all work really well together because they all have that dimension to them. So no matter which one you paired, whether you paired these three together, this one and this one, this one and this one, this one, all of them will go very well together. You can create full looks. It's just phenomenal. These are absolutely phenomenal. And I created 2 eye looks using all of these. Today I did my look using Lorelei and Legendary Lure, and I applied Lorelei all over the lid, and I blended it up into the brow, and then I put a little bit of brow, and I blended it up down into the crease. So I had them kind of meet where the crease had the least amount, and then I applied Fathoms Deep all over my lid, and I blended it up towards the crease, and I'm wearing that today, and I love how no matter when I move my eyes, it looks like I'm wearing a product over here. It looks like I'm wearing more product than I really am. And then the other day, yesterday, I did a look using Sea Worship, Silver Sun, and Legendary Lure, and I'm gonna have pictures of that as well. I put Sea Worship all over my lid, then I put Silver Sun in my crease and blended it out to the corner, and then I applied Legendary Lure to my outer V, and it was just such a dream to work with. These shadows are just so much, I can go on and on and on. These shades are so much better than the extra dimensions I've encountered before. They're so shimmery, they're so multi-dimensional, they are absolutely gorgeous. I am in love. They are must-haves. If you ask me, like, what from this collection is a must-have, the shadows. The one shade I didn't get was a blackish shade, and I felt like it was just too much of a common shade to pick up, but I have a feeling that that one's going to perform phenomenal as well. I'm going to include picture swatches, also 2 pictures of the looks that I created, and thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy the picture swatches, the regular swatches, the looks, and follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.